Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. In case you just tuned in the studio we have Krishani and Jackie. Back and we were speaking about sports etiquette. Right now we're going into a quick video because before we went to the break we were speaking about personal care. And we have a pretty, I wouldn't say, well, it's somewhat has a bit of humor in it. So let's just check this video out and we'll be right back.
Scary thing about body odor. You can't smell your own. Make sure you're not stinking up the joint by reviewing your hygiene habits. You will need an honest loved one and self-analysis. Step 1. Start by asking a trusted loved one if you have body odor. Assure them that you you need to know the truth. Step 2. Pay attention to the space that people leave between you and them. If you are given a wider berth than others, chances are people are trying to put some distance between themselves and your body odor. Step 3. Review your bathing habits. Most people require a daily shower or bath to remain odor-free, even if they don't sweat a lot. When you do bathe, pay special attention to odor-producing areas like your underarms, your genitalia, and your feet. Step 4. Assess how often you wash your clothes. Underwear, hosiery, and any clothing that comes in contact with your sweat should be laundered after one wearing. Step 5. Look in your medicine chest. Is there an antiperspirant or deodorant that you use every day? If not, you're taking a big chance with BO. The difference between an antiperspirant and a deodorant is that deodorant only controls smell, not wetness. Step 6. Analyze your diet. Foods like garlic and curry don't just affect your breath. They seep through your pores, especially when you sweat. So if your diet is pungent, your body may be too. Step 7. If there's nothing you're doing to cause body odor, yet a loved one confides that you do indeed smell, it's time to see a doctor. There are some medical conditions that are known to cause body odor. Did you know the French use the least amount of soap of any European nation, according to one survey?
Oh my god. Did you just see how that ended? French?
But it was funny, but it was educational at the same time. So.
But the French? That is so not true. I don't believe that. That's not true. Okay. French aren't.
I have a question though from Krishani. Does this fall under personal care or does this come totally and utterly outside the box?
Personal care. This is personal care.
A huge part maybe
huge
of
part of personal care.
How did you find this? And you were saying to me while the video was playing on that this is one of the most important parts that you need to, really concentrate
Yes, it's
upon.
not only for sport. It's for all human beings.
In the corporate world as well.
Corporate world as well. Because when we go out there, sometimes shopping, to a hotel, it's always there, to an office, because they are secluded air-conditioned areas. So you have to be extremely careful how you smell. As the video shows, a good friend has to tell you. If I'm talking about sport, yes, because sports is all about sweat. So you have to be extremely careful, otherwise you get shunned away. Your friends will say, you stink, stay away. That's the attitude that the friends will have. So you have to be extremely careful when it comes to body odor.
Jackie, from a perspective of being a sports icon since the younger days, your thoughts on what we've just discussed on body odor and the use of deodorants and body sprays?
I think it's very important because, I mean, you take golf for an instance, you're out in the blazing sun for a good 3 to 4 hours.
Right.
It's hygienic that you eat the proper food,
right,
just for personal reasons. Okay. Not from a sporting perspective, but from a personal perspective, because the last thing you want to do is to sit next to someone and have to be conscious of your body odor, or wonder what someone is thinking, or whether they want to sit next to you or not.
My God, that person smells, and just walk off, trail away.
Well, I think one thing that we learned from the video itself that you need to have some trusted person who could actually be one of your friends or a family member. How would you recommend to someone out there who wants to know whether, you know what, I really want to know whether I smell or not, so I need to go to someone? How could that person approach someone? What's the first step? I know it's a little bit hard thing to do.
Yeah, but if you're a good friend, it shouldn't be hard. It should not be hard, because if you're a good friend, you say, see, you need this thing, go get it.
In private though.
Yeah, in private, yes, in private, but you can tell a friend. That's the importance of being friends or a teammate. You can always say, go get this because it is not good for you, or stop eating spicy food. Because I always say, before you go in for competition, if you are put in one room, stop eating garlic for 1 week, stop spicy food for 1 week, broccoli, stuff like that makes you sweat more, because you have to drink a lot of water. So it is very important. A friend tells you, you're not smelling too great, I think you should go, or see that you bathe properly.
And you need to have a daily bath as well, I
Yes,
think.
twice if you can.
Twice
Twice
per
if
day?
you can, as a sportsman.
Okay.
But if you are going to work, have a bath in the morning, come back home, have a bath in the evening.
Because I've heard these people saying that it's not that great for you to have a bath twice a day. That is a rumor.
That is a rumor. You have to
Okay.
be clean. When you go out to work, you are going to two people. When you come back
Yes.
home, you are going to bed. So you have to have a bath. You
Right.
have to be clean.
And I don't think that the advice that you gave me before about telling a good friend of mine that they smell applies if it's over a social media network. No? Hey, buddy, because I care and I love you.
Because
smell.
it's very important for people to know this.
Yes.
The video is really good because it is very important for a lot of people to know this.
Okay. So this is one huge part of personal care. Talking about the other elements that we need to highlight in personal care, what are they, and briefly explain them.
Washing clothes, washing your clothes, not to wear your clothes if for sports or otherwise. When you wear it once, wash it. Head to toe, just wash it. Even your socks, wash it. Don't use it again. That is number one. Keep your hair clean, keeping your skin clean. I don't know, this is from the time you wake up till you go to sleep. My program is till you wake, from the time you go to sleep. So everything is about your skin, because golfers like Jackie, they are out in the sun for 4-5 hours. So you need to look after your skin. Basketball, if I say, cricket, if I say, they have to look after themselves, because sports is only till you are about 35. After that you lead a normal life, so you have to look after yourself. You have to give it over to your children. They learn watching you. So you have to learn the proper habits of personal hygiene to pass it down to your children.
Right. But this, it seems like a pretty long list. Now, Jackie, now you being a sports person, it seems like a long list. Do you have like a list at home, like when you go home and you're like, okay, have I done this? Yes, I've done that. I've done that. Do you tick them off?
I think after a while, when you get it into practice, like she says, when it comes into discipline, you get into a routine of doing things.
Right.
And it becomes a part of your routine. So you really don't, I mean, you do have a mental checklist, but you don't put it into, I have to.
Right.
So
it just comes to a
it just
day-to-day.
comes naturally.
Right.
It's a habit. You make it a habit.
You make it a habit. I mean, the initial steps of doing it, yes, you will have a checklist written down somewhere, but it just becomes part of your day-to-day routine, and it is very important. I mean, when you travel, when you meet people, it's important to keep all of this intact.
Having a checklist is actually a good thing to start off with. Then you exactly know what you're missing out and what you need to do. This question has been lingering in my mind for the past couple of minutes. In a normal household where there are 4 people or 5 people, with the parents and the kids, is it fine to put all the clothes into the washing machine? I know that that's what's being done in every house. And you put the underwears as well inside.
Yeah,
or should we wash them separately?
Separately would be good.
Manually?
Yes.
With your hands?
Yes.
Not put everything?
Everything in a basket. No, don't do
Okay.
that. And I think you shouldn't leave it overnight. If you finish the day of work, take the clothes, put it in the machine. Dry it in the morning.
Okay.
Don't keep it overnight, because the germs will collect. So just wash it and dry it out.
But is it fine to put the shirts and the top ones, the not the undergarments, but the top
Top
wear?
ones are okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Top ones are okay.
The risk is much lower,
Yeah.
I guess. I wanted to ask a question because it's kind of an
Yeah,
interesting one.
like it was a very good question, but like when you think, you don't really think about that, because that's how like Sri Lankan life is, right? You go
Exactly.
and
So
then
I just
everyone
want to
thinks-
clarify whether
Yeah.
it is fine or not in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things.
But it sounds so gross, like when you actually say that, like it's like, really, dude?
Welcome to the real world, my friend.
Yeah, unfortunately I've been living
And
out of it.
especially, I'm just bringing you back to the same
Yes.
thing. When you share a room with a colleague or a sports person whom you have traveled overseas or in Sri Lanka, you have to be extremely careful of your clothes, because when you wear it, you shouldn't share it.
Okay.
You should not share your clothes. You shouldn't share anything.
Did you just rhyme? If
Yes.
you wear it, don't share
Yes,
it?
yes, because the germs,
Shani.
because of the germs that you
rapper.
carry.
She's rapping on Good Morning Sri Lanka now.
Building up a little confidence, yes. So, don't share clothes. Sometimes you think, my friend is wearing a nice top, can I share it? So you shouldn't share it if you're in a team, because as we spoke about earlier, germs, carrying germs, sharing towels, all that is not necessary, because same in a household, you shouldn't share towels.
Okay.
Right. Now, obviously, this is very obvious. Personal care.
I'm overwhelmed right now, so I'm like thinking what to ask next, because it's so much to process.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
curious about? This is very obvious. Like I said before, fitness.
Yes.
It does fall under personal care. Why is fitness important?
Because you have to look after yourself, as in for fitness, posture, as we
Right.
spoke earlier, and for personal care, as hygiene, I would put
Right.
it. So that is why fitness is important. You have to keep fit for hygiene, for
Right.
personal care.
Okay. Now, if I'm a person that actually goes to work from a 9 to 8 job, I wouldn't have time to work out. What would you recommend for that person?
Work out, find the time. Find the time to work out.
And I guess this is where discipline falls
Yes,
again into
yes.
place.
Find
That
the time
makes
to work
total
out.
sense.
Because it is you have to blame. You can't blame anybody else. Your work, your time, no. You find the time to exercise.
Right.
Work out.
What would be a great cardio routine you would suggest? Jogging?
Walking will be better.
Walking?
Yeah.
Really?
And maybe
Walking
a
is
swim.
good. Maybe a
And
swim,
maybe a
yes. To start with, yes.
Jackie, what do you do to prep for if you have like... What do you do every day
Apart
for
from golf.
exercise?
Golf alone is an exercise.
Golf alone is an exercise. No, but I do a lot of walking.
Walking.
A lot of walking.
Right. How many kilometers, if you don't mind me asking?
I do about 6.5 kilometers in 1 hour.
Right.
So, keeps me going.
That's like 90 minutes of walking, if I'm correct.
1 hour is 60 minutes.
That is true. Who said I would? When I said I'll be learning stuff, I will be learning stuff.
An hour, 60 minutes is doomed right now. But I think we kind of had a mutual agreement on what we need to do to look presentable in the real world, especially in the sporting arena as well. We have to take a final break as well in a while, Jason. So
Right.
anything you want to ask before that?
Are you sure it's 60 minutes? No, I'm joking.
Alright, join us on our Facebook fan page. I keep promoting it because you need to like it, and we make you our priority on the show. It's www.facebook.com/goodmorningsrilanka. You can write to us on mtvsports@maharaja.lk if you want to win MTV merchandise. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere.